Yep. Oh.
But she also knows it's never gonna happen. Aside from that, too, she thanked me because I knocked out the dude that had knocked her out in sparring. I knocked him out in my 11th fight. And then I brought up the story of when I first met her, and she got defensive. And it's divided for a reason.
Rick, I got dropped. I didn't get knocked out.
Nah.
You know, from the footage that people be posting, oh, I got dropped and I was laying there. One, I probably never been hit that hard with like a bare knuckle before, and that's what happened. But as I got back up, I sparred another guy. Just because I'm a woman sparring against a man, and then it happened one time, it didn't deter me from sparring other men. That happened when I was going for my second world title.
The boxing community erupted in controversy after Rolando Romero reportedly leaked footage that allegedly showed Claressa Shields being knocked out during a sparring session with a male partner. The clip surfaced following Shields' public challenge to Romero, in which she claimed she could take him down.
If they did coke before we fought, I don't care what you're talking about. You, my ass is not, listen, you know, I don't think there's a lot of men that can beat me.
Shit, I'm with you.
No, you're not. Because when you was interfering for court,
I'm with you. No, I was talking about shit. No, I'm just saying.
What you saying?
Let me ask you a question. Is there a male champion, regardless of weight,
Yep.
that you believe you can
I beat Rolly. He's a world champion. Rolly Ramirez. Do you agree or disagree? Speaking out, hold your peace.
I agree. I'm with you.
Do you watch boxing? Have you ever seen Rolly fight?
I did watch it.
Romero allegedly released sparring footage showing Claressa Shields being knocked down by a young boxer. Shields fired back, asserting that she would quickly defeat Rolly, arguing that he lacks both the power and the technical skill to pose a real threat.
I can go where Rolly's at and beat that. Rolly can't box nothing like me. It don't matter about no power. You don't have no skill. So next time Rolly come to my inbox, just know, yeah, I'm really about that. And I will show up where you at and show you what's up. He like, oh, you're not better than me and I'm not better than you. I'm just telling you that all of the greats have been dropped. I got a video of all your favorite fighters getting dropped. Rolly, congratulations. You got knocked out. Shut up. Shut up. You got knocked out in a real fight. Foreign. You got knocked out for real. So hush your mouth. Shakur beat your ass. Ryan beat you up. Tiafimo beat you up. Devin Haney walk you. Everybody like, who is Rolly? The dude who Tank knocked out. And when I see Rolly, I want you to keep that same energy you have over that internet. That's all.
However, the leaked footage has cast doubt on Shields' confident claim that she could defeat any male fighter.
Professional men out there that you could beat in a boxing match?
Absolutely.
Really?
I'm a two-time Olympic gold medalist, undisputed champion. I think people get it kind of. They always say, "Oh, you know, a woman can't beat a man." I spar with men, and I mean, I drop men. I bust men nose. I beat men up all the time. You know what? Power for power isn't a question, because what is boxing? Boxing is a sweet science. It's not about strength. You know, it's not about strength, because people were saying Christina Hammer was stronger than me. They were saying all these girls were stronger than me, but did you not see the head movement that I had during the fight? See the defense, the offense, the traps I set. If I was to get in there with a man, I would do a lot more of that. And I do have some power. I'm not going to say I'm stronger than them, but if I set up the right shot with the right time.
Shields has defended herself, clarifying that she wasn't knocked out. She was merely dropped during a sparring session, which she explained is a normal part of boxing training.
Saw her sparring with men, and one of the men dropped you. I'm like, oh, they not taking it easy on her. Like, she really in there banging with them.
Well, I love that you brought that up, right? And I'm going to speak on this briefly. Out of 19 years out of my whole boxing time, I've been dropped twice. Both in a week of each other. First week was by that guy, who you talking about, who gloves was worn and he barely had no padding in them, right? And then the next week, when I fought my world championship fight against Hannah Gabriels. Those are the only 2 times in my career where I was dropped. Ever. So now that we're speaking about that, this dude that I sparred was a nobody. Right? And everybody's somebody, but he was a nobody. I already had pieced him up the week before,
And I hate that people think and then so you said it correct. I got dropped. I didn't get knocked out.
Shields responded to criticism of the leaked sparring clip by claiming the male boxer who dropped her had taken the padding out of his gloves, effectively making them closer to bare knuckle and far more dangerous. She argued that this factor played a role in the knockdown and doesn't reflect standard sparring conditions.
That I go up to the guy myself and I grab his gloves and I'm like, what the hell? It's literally nothing in them. It's like worn gloves. It's literally no padding. So now, me as a fighter who's been doing this all my life, I done sparred against the biggest and the heaviest men you can think about. I've never been dropped, wobbled, or none. So now to get dropped like that, it was like something is up, and it was something with his gloves. I don't have to lie about that.
You don't have to make no excuses. It was a man. You
It don't matter. They be coming for you. No, but it don't matter though, because since the time I was 11 till now I'm 30 years.
Shields emphasized that she immediately got back on her feet after being dropped and continued training, even sparring another male fighter for several rounds afterward, highlighting that the knockdown was merely a brief moment in a regular session.
Was highly ranked at 140 pounds, 147 pounds. And then when I got out, I sparred the first guy first who dropped me. He dropped me like in the third, fourth round. He got out, I sparred Harold 4 rounds, and then he got in with Harold and sparred Harold.
Critics dismissed Shields' explanation about the altered gloves, insisting that the knockdown resulted from technical mistakes rather than equipment. They pointed out that even a smaller male fighter generates punches with far more force and impact than what female opponents usually encounter.
He claims that his gloves were tempered, right? And that this nonsense, it was ridiculous, right? I was just listening to her. But the fact that the gloves didn't drop you, it's the bad technique of Claressa Shields. When she punched, she hooked with a hooker and dropped the right hand. She always overloads on punches, and she got hit by a man, a smaller man, and got dropped with big gloves. Can you imagine if that same punch would have landed with 8 or 10 ounce gloves by that same smaller man? She would have been out. As it is, she was on the ground for a few seconds, straight on her back with headgear and oversized gloves. Stop with the nonsense. You can't beat a man. So stop trying to emulate, act, and talk like a great man and just be the greatest woman of all time like you say you are, because I think you're great, and in the women's side of things, you are unbelievably.
Even before her sparring clash with Rolly Romero, Claressa had made audacious claims, publicly calling out Keith Thurman and asserting she could take down Sean Porter and even Gennady Golovkin.
Weird, like if I was to say like which is the guy I think I could beat up, I think I could beat up Keith Thurman.
Really?
I really do. I think I could beat up Keith Thurman, even though, you know, they like, oh, you know, he beat Sean Porter. I think I could beat Sean Porter too. You know, skill wise and just strength wise. I think that they may be stronger than me, but their boxing abilities isn't like mine. Triple G, he's older now, but I can give Triple G a run for his money. I give him a run for his money.
Well, you did say you want to fight Keith Thurman, and who was the other person? I forgot.
Recently?
Not recently, but
no.
over the
So
years.
look, they asked me questions and I answered them. The question a long time ago was, who is a male fighter I think I could beat in a boxing match? Mm-hmm. I said Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. Mm-hmm. Why? I like their boxing skills. They both big, strong men. I respect both of them. But when I look at how they box and how I'm boxing, I'm like, man, if I can shake and bake and go to the body and do my little stuff, I feel like I'm better skilled than them. Am I stronger than them? No. But, I mean, have I really ever been stronger than a lot of people? It's like, strength is not my thing when it comes to
Shields has consistently reinforced her confidence and trust in her own skills, standing firm even when critics argue that she's overestimating herself.
These guys are so intimidated that I'm just so strong and so confident and so great at what I do. They're intimidated that they think like, dang, if I was to fight her, she could probably beat me up. That's intimidating for a man. I don't go around like, oh, I beat up these men. What's up with you, Charlamagne? You want to fight? You want to fight DJ Envy? What's up?
Don't want to fight.
In previous interviews, she has hinted that male fighters could be unsettled by her strength and defensive abilities, even daring critics to reconsider their assumptions about her toughness.
It's not my thing when it comes to a fight. Strength is not my thing. It's about skill, precision, and I know how to win. But I got some power too. But no, I'm not trying to knock everybody out. Like I'm a box them, you know what I'm saying, and move around and move my head. Like I'm pretty skilled in all the departments. That's why they call me the female TBE.
Y'all better leave Claressa alone.
Many boxing fans have responded with skepticism to Shields' bold claims that she could defeat Rolando Romero. Critics on social media cautioned that she should rethink her statements, noting that if a fight did occur, Romero's power and welterweight experience would likely give him a clear edge.
Look, it's over. It's not going to happen. Claressa, you're not going to win. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. You can be the best female boxer. You can have all the moves in the world. You don't possess the power a man has. If Keith hits her one good time, her emotions are going to take over. She's not going to be boxing anymore. She's going to be swinging all wild because she's upset. I wish some women would help her and explain to her, look, it's not going to happen. Don't you know the strongest female bodybuilder is weaker than the weakest man bodybuilder? Don't hold back. It's over for her. It is over. There's no chance in the world. Claressa, time is ticking. If I were you, I would call this fight off because you are going to get steamrolled if this man don't hold back.
Romero recalled that his initial meetings with Claressa Shields were unusual and a bit tense. They first crossed paths in 2015 when Shields' boyfriend gave him a ride during the Olympic trials, but conflicts arose as Claressa reportedly disapproved and kept calling Raleigh strange names, leaving him puzzled by her behavior.
Exactly did this come from? Because it feels like it came out of left field. You got the women's heavyweight champion calling for you.
I met Claressa Shields October 26th of 2015. I remember I had just lost, I shut both his dudes' eyes in Memphis, Tennessee, and they're doing the Olympic trials for women right there.
Yeah.
And I yelled at the ref, and they gave the decision to the dude, even though he couldn't fight the next day. Both of his eyes were it was a complete one-sided fight, to the point where he even said I won, and they didn't want to overturn the decision. He's like, well, I can't even fight the next day, and they're like, just give him the fight, and they didn't want to. I remember I wake up late, and I missed the shuttle, because I went to go to venue, and I missed the shuttle, right? And a guy comes up to me, he's like, oh, are you heading to venue? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, we got a car. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, we'll give you a ride. I'm like, okay. I get in the car. Claressa Shields goes in the car. It was her boyfriend at the time. And he's like, and she's like, why you putting these bums in the car and all that stuff and I'm just like, huh? I'm a bum. I wasn't gonna do anything. I get whatever. I felt weird. I got out the car and I'm like, that was crazy. That was insane. I was like, I could not, I didn't understand why.
Romero recalled that his initial meetings with Claressa Shields were unusual and a bit tense. They first crossed paths in 2015 when Shields' boyfriend gave him a ride during the Olympic trials, but conflicts arose as Claressa reportedly disapproved and kept calling Raleigh strange names, leaving him puzzled by her behavior.
I don't know why specifically with me. I think, of course, she is the greatest fighter of all time, the greatest female fighter of all time. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or questions about that. But I don't know why she always targets me.
Like, did you two run into each other? Anything that all these years later,
those were the first two interactions. I remember the exact dates and everything because, I remember everything that has happened to me in my life.
Shannon Sharp added his perspective to the debate over Shields versus male fighters, noting that Claressa has never actually beaten a trained male in sparring. He stressed that training sessions don't compare to real professional fights, emphasizing that sparring lacks the intensity, power, and stakes of official bouts, especially when crossing genders. Sharp acknowledged Shields' elite status in women's boxing but argued that the physical realities of professional male competition make her claim unlikely, despite her confidence and experience.
Got Claressa over Shannon Sharp in a boxing match. Facts. These guys are so misinformed about boxing. Like Marjorie Mayweather says, some people don't know ish about boxing. Since day one, I've been sparring with men. It's a reason I'm running through these women. Yes, you're running through women, Claressa. Claressa, you're not beating a male-trained fighter. If that was the case, you would have fought men. You're not. They're not going to sanction it. We're not saying that you are a woman's fighter. You're great. You're the greatest woman's boxer of all time.
That's where all that great came from. Topics like this, say it with your chest. She ain't gonna swing.
We're conceding that. Shakur is just upset that I said I'm not paying no money to see him fight. This fight's not interested. So he mad about that. I don't even want to discuss him. But Claressa, it's not a shot at you.
Gervonta Davis also joined the Shields-Romero conversation, pointing out that many fans underestimate Romero's punching power. He explained that, even though Romero has a lighter frame compared to some welterweights or heavyweights, he possesses tremendous strength and can land precise knockout blows. Davis emphasized that people often fixate on size while overlooking the technique and raw power that Romero brings in spades.
You didn't know, like, he actually can hit, like, when his punches was, like hard.
You felt it?
Yes.
Was he the strongest punch you think you ever felt?
Facts.
Really?
Yeah.
He stressed that judging Romero solely by his weight is a mistake, highlighting that his speed and timing make his punches even more devastating. Davis's comments underline that, while Shields dominates in women's boxing, taking on someone like Romero would be extremely challenging, not only due to his skill, but also because of his natural power and capacity to end fights decisively.
For the takeoff roller, he pulled it off, but it's going to be a good fight.
You think?
Huh?
Someone's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody get knocked out.
Was it Ryan or was it Roller? Because they both.
I ain't gonna lie, Roller hit hard. People be sleeping on Roller because he been obviously, I don't know how to say it, obviously. But yeah, if he don't got no chin now, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly can't hit, bro. Like, he can hit. And he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was on good.
I fundamentally agree with you that Claressa cannot beat Rolly. I mean, Rolly, for all his wackiness, can punch. Like, and even though he is several weight classes lighter than Claressa Shields, you get hit by Rolly, it's different. It's a lot different than getting hit by Lonnie Daniels and Franchon Cruz-Dezurn and all the women that she has fought over the last couple of years. Even if it's just body shots that someone like Rolly is throwing, it would be it would end badly for Claressa. But you said something to the effect of any man who's a boxer would beat Claressa. Like, you go down the list, like some of those guys that we've seen, Sergio.
At 175? Yes. At 175. I say it again. The 200th ranked boxer at 175 will be Claressa Shields, because there's the size difference, there's strength, there's resistance. Claressa could hit a 175-pound fighter dead in the chin, that he's gonna laugh. He's gonna smile and be like, that's it. But the same can be in return. It's two different sports, women's boxing and men's.
Many fans and analysts have compared Claressa Shields to figures like Ronda Rousey, particularly when she makes bold claims about competing beyond women's boxing. After suggesting she could defeat top male fighters, critics quickly push back, citing biological differences in strength, speed, and physiology that make such matchups highly improbable. Former athletes and commentators have argued that even a champion like Shields would struggle against an elite male opponent, pointing to the natural physical advantages men often hold in combat sports. Shields, however, has maintained her confidence in her abilities and her willingness to challenge traditional boundaries, keeping the debate alive over gender, athleticism, and cross-gender competition in the sport.
My daughter has rocked men in the gym, but my daughter has been rocked by men in the gym. And I want to get this across to Claressa Shields, to every woman out there. It is very difficult for a man who respects women and respects himself and carries himself as a man to defend himself and get his point across at 10% while a woman's going 100. Especially a woman who's skilled, because we're not trying to a woman's ass and put her to sleep, but we're also not trying to get rocked by a woman. So when dude caught her with a left, he probably put 30% on. When my daughter got rocked, my man was literally looking around like, do y'all want me to punch her or not? But they're like, she gotta get her work. Dude cleared the space, bam, hit my daughter in her head. She said she never felt nothing like that before. Whoop, whoop, and he barely put mustard on.
Analysts note that the male fighter who dropped Claressa Shields is relatively small in both size and experience, holding a professional record of just 6-1. They argue he isn't on the same level as a highly accomplished boxer like Shields. While he managed to score a knockdown, experts emphasize that it doesn't come close to the danger posed by a top-tier world champion like Romero, whose combination of power, skill, and experience would make any matchup far more serious and consequential for Shields.
Saying she's the GOAT since she won the second gold medal. Like, I was there in Rio when she won the gold medal. I did the interview where she said, I'm the greatest woman of all time. I was right there in that gym.
Because there's separation in strength, in size, in resistance, and being able to take a punch and rehydrating. It's two separate fields. So you can't move the field goal because you're the greatest at what you do as a woman. You have XX chromosomes. You can't come to this side with XY. XY is stronger than you. They're stronger, they're bigger, they're faster. You might be more polished. You might have more accolades. You might have the aura of this unstoppable, immovable object as a woman, but not as a man. You will get beat by Rolly Romero, and you will get hospitalized by a guy like Gennady Golovkin, which you called out one time. I can come out of retirement right now at 40, in my mid-40s, and beat a Claressa Shields. You cannot do that, Chris Mannix. You cannot disrespect women's greatness and men's greatness, or not even greatness, just average, because Rolly Romero is...
Claressa Shields is unquestionably one of the top female boxers of her era, earning undisputed titles across multiple weight classes and solidifying her legacy with Olympic golds and world championships. Yet, many fans feel she may have been overly confident when suggesting she could defeat a male world champion like Rolando Romero, a matchup most experts view as extremely improbable given the physical and competitive disparities between male and female divisions. Critics acknowledge that Shields' self-belief fuels her competitive drive, but they argue that claiming victory over an experienced male champion in a sanctioned fight stretches confidence into unrealistic territory.
There's no woman that could beat a professional boxer. Same way when it comes to MMA. There's no MMA woman, I don't care how great you think she is. She can't beat the F fighter in an MMA fight. A man power and a woman power is totally different, bro. There's no way around it. I'm not mad at Claressa for boasting it. She knows how to sell a fight. Like, Claressa and any male shouldn't even be brought up in the same goddamn sentence.
Oh, man,
she's great. Listen, Claressa, you are a great woman fighter. Nobody's gonna beat you. We all understand that. Hey, boast yourself up. But listen, actual fighting a male in the boxing ring, that ain't gonna happen, baby. Your ass is gonna get flatlined real quick. I don't care if you're 30 pounds heavier than the dude. Yeah. I don't care if you're 40 pounds heavier than the guy. You're getting your ass flatlined by the at 130.
Do you think Shields' confidence is warranted, or should she stick to challengers within her own division? Share your thoughts in the comments.